Enter the Mindspace, Episode 7. The truth between us. Our truth, their truth, and the one we can't see. I want to start with a simple idea that's uncomfortable, but important. It's possible for two things to be true at the same time, and still not be the truth. Years ago, while writing I Am Human, I tried to describe this with a metaphor that stuck with me. To our family dog, we are loving members of the pack. We provide food, safety, affection. We are good. However, to a chicken, we are monsters, predators that kill and consume without mercy. Neither perspective is wrong. Each is true from where it's experienced, but neither is the full picture. The truth isn't that humans are good or evil. The truth is simply that we are human, complex, contextual, and perceived differently depending on where you stand. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because it sits at the heart of the Hive, and it sits at the heart of our world right now. We're living in a time where people don't just disagree. They experience reality differently. The same news story, the same event, the same set of facts, and yet entirely different meanings emerge. Spouses argue, friends stop talking, coworkers become adversaries. Everyone feels justified because from their perspective, they are. That's not new. What's new is how strongly our systems reinforce those perspectives. Algorithms don't challenge us, they validate us. They learn what feels right, what feels safe, what feels affirming, and they give us more of it. Over time, that creates echo chambers where our truths feel like the truth, and anything that challenges it feels threatening, even dangerous. This is where the Hive becomes relevant, not as a warning about deception, but as a meditation on perception. In the story, Edward and Jasmine are not divided by lies. They love each other deeply. They share experiences. They feel the same connection, but they interpret what that connection means and what to do with it very differently. For Edward, the Hive represents mind control, loss of autonomy, the erasure of individuality. To him, it feels like something that must be resisted, even destroyed. His truth is shaped by fear of surrender, by the instinct to protect what makes him, him. For Jasmine, the Hive represents order, structure, peace, an end to chaos and misunderstanding. To her, it feels like safety, like a system that finally allows humanity to stop hurting itself. Her truth is shaped by relief, by the quieting of uncertainty. Both truths are real, both are emotionally honest, and both are incomplete, because the truth isn't simply the Hive is evil or the Hive is good. The truth is larger than either of them can see on their own, and this is the part that feels uncomfortably familiar. Today, we see people reacting to the same world in radically different ways. One person sees protection, where another sees oppression. One sees order, where another sees control. One sees truth, where another sees propaganda. Everyone is certain. Everyone feels justified. But certainty doesn't equal truth. The danger isn't that people have different perspectives. That's inevitable. The danger is when we become so identified with our truth that we stop asking whether there is a bigger picture we're missing. When we stop being curious about how someone else could be experiencing the same reality so differently. In the Hive, love exists between Edward and Jasmine. Real, powerful love. But even that love isn't enough to erase their conflicting interpretations. Love doesn't automatically resolve perception. Sometimes it amplifies it. And I think that's something we're struggling with right now as a society. We're surrounded by systems that feed us validation, reinforce our narratives, and reward certainty. But those systems don't ask us to step back and ask, what is the truth that exists beyond my experience? What am I not seeing because I'm standing where I am? If we lose the ability to ask that question, we don't just become divided, we become blind. And that's the real risk. Not that intelligence or systems or collectives will take something from us, but that we'll become so focused on defending our own truth that we stop seeking a shared one. In the Hive, the story doesn't give easy answers. It doesn't tell you who's right. It asks you to sit inside the tension, to feel what it's like when love, fear, safety, and autonomy all collide. And maybe that's the question worth holding right now. Not who's right or who's lying, but what is the larger truth trying to emerge, and are we still willing to look for it together? If this resonated, if you felt this tension before, then you're already in the mind space. And if you want to go deeper, the Hive is waiting for you at sixthsensemedia.net. I'm Dennis Nappi II, and this is Enter the Mindspace.